you from the Upmarket studio at Gasworks in beautiful San Buenaventura, California. This is Real VC, a podcast all about Ventura County real estate. My name is Reed Fish. I'm the CEO and the co-founder of Upmarket Media. And Katie Connolly, my co-host, assistant team leader at Keller Williams, West Ventura County. Katie, another wonderful day here at the studio.
It is.
Gasworks.
Thank
the
you for having
springtime
me.
is going. We're going to have Mother's Tacos opening up any day now. Maybe by the time this is out there, it will be open. And I know first day, our producer Chelsea Froelich is going to be at Mother's Tacos.
That's right.
Of course.
Margaritas and tacos.
Yeah, and the churro bar.
And the churro
yeah,
bar.
because
That's
they catered our big opening party for the studio last fall, and the food was phenomenal. So we're pretty stoked. So
Yeah.
I think all realtors are going to be coming over to Gasworks now to go to Mother's Tacos. So hopefully we'll bring some more people through here.
And hopefully doing branding shoots too, right?
Yeah, I think we got to do some branding shoots. Yeah, that's what we need. We can have tacos in the branding shoots. A little holding a churro.
That'll be the selling point.
I love it. Well, let's get back on track.
Well, yeah, we
'cause
got one realtor through here today.
it's so easy to get off track. But
Yes.
today I'm very excited about our guest. We have someone with so much energy and one of my favorite people. I say that often, but I really truly mean it today. You gotta cut that.
No, we don't.
You wanna
That's-
start laughing?
Yeah, I can.
And today we have Vicky Cummings of the Vicky Cummings Team with eXp Realty. Welcome, Vicky.
Hi, it's great to be here. And yes, I know I'm one of your favorites because you're one of my favorites too, Katie.
Oh,
Thank you.
geez. Well, I feel a little left out, but that's okay. But after this, I'll be one of your favorites too.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. But what I know, Katie, the first thing you talked about when Vicky was coming in is she's great at time blocking.
Mm-hmm. I think we've talked about success and how to grow our business and all this kind of stuff. And one thing that I've heard from you that stands strong and true is really your time blocking. And I kind of joke with you about it too when I call and you don't answer. I'm like, oh, is this your prospecting time? Like, is this your gym time? Because I'm sure you have a spreadsheet. That's pretty.
No spreadsheet. I am an expressive personality, but I do time block and time blocked this at the wrong time. Isn't that funny?
Oh yeah, there was a little mix up in the timing of this today. So, but then how does that work? What is time blocking? Right? I've heard that. I've heard that term.
Yeah. So I am very disciplined. I have a lot of structure. I'm one of those like people where I have at 7:30 in the morning, I role play 5 days a week. So I role play scripts. I do expired scripts for sale by owner scripts, objection handlers, listing presentation, the pre-qualification, and I do that 20 to 30 minutes a day. So 7:30 in the morning.
You role play. What do you mean you role? I don't understand.
Yeah, so a listing presentation. Hi,
Oh,
thanks
so
again
you
for
just
having me
practice.
over. Yeah,
Yeah.
practice. So I have somebody on the other line of the phone I'm in Mike Ferry coaching. I've been in the coaching for a while. I've been in real estate 22 years, but I'm old school. Like I started getting into back to doing the basics last year when the market really shifted down. And I was like, you know what? Why am I not doing what I know works? Why am I hesitating? Why am I paying money and not listening to my coach? So I made sure to get back into the role playing 5 days a week, doing script practice, calling, I call expireds, I call for sale by owners, I call for rents, I call absentee owners. I also will call, right now there's pre-foreclosures on the market, so I call everybody, and obviously past client centers of influence.
So Vicky, you mentioned something about coaching, and I obviously, have a ton of agents that come through my office, and I have a lot of new agents that are like, no, I don't need a coach. So you saying that you've been in the business for 22 years and you still have a coach, sell us on that. Cause I totally believe in it.
And
I
I've
know
been in and out of coaching, and the years that I've been out, I'm like, oh my goodness, why did you think you're going to save the money not being in the coaching? And then I've noticed that the years that I'm not in coaching, my production's gone down. So I think by not paying and not having that extra accountability, it's just one of those things. But that's also why I was like, why am I not doing what I know works? Why am I hesitating? Why am I not stepping up? So that's why the past year I've really gotten back to the basics and making sure to track my numbers and to track to do the right activities.
Right.
all the things we've been saying for years.
Yeah. Well, and then, but let's continue on the time blocking thing. So
Yes.
you have that. So you do your scripts, then we got off on the coaching and stuff. So, but then, so is each part of your day, it's blocked out and you're going to do a specific thing at each time?
So I have the 7:30 every Monday through Friday of the role playing scripts. And then I have prospecting. So I get on the phones. The goal is by 8 a.m. Sometimes it could be 8:30 or 9, and then I'm on the phones usually until noon. So I do 3 hours a day of prospecting. If I have an event going on, if there's something else going on, then I'll do it in the afternoon. But my average is 3 hours a day, 20 people a day.
Wow.
So and so these are people that these are not like cold leads you're calling.
They're for rents, for sale by owners, expireds, canceleds.
Okay, so you're taking those scripts
absentee.
that you're just going over at 7:30 and then immediately turning around
Correct.
and using those. Okay.
And I have tons of accountability. So I overdo things because that's what works for me. So I literally have 3 computer screens, and I have one Zoom with one group of people, and then I have a Google Hangout with another group, and then I use the center computer for when I'm dialing to see who I'm calling. But that really helps me to be accountable, because one of my groups, they like to mute themselves out, and the other group, they are I've been prospecting with that group since 2017. And one of the guys out of Tucson, the other guy's out of Seattle, but we all follow the same system. So it's good to hear when someone's setting an appointment, to hear, the different objection handlers that people are using. It's really beneficial. And then it also gets you excited, because some days you don't want to prospect. Some days I'm like, oh my goodness, here we go again. The repetitious boredom. But then you hear someone getting an appointment, and then I've got where we report in at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, like what our goals are, and then what we actually achieved. So I have that with a lot of my different groups.
Man.
I know. Like a machine, right?
Yeah, like I'm just so many things. What did you call that?
Objection handling.
Objection handlers.
What the hell is that?
Yeah. So someone says to me, oh, I only want to do a 30-day listing. No, I'm sorry. 6 months is our company policies. Therefore, all we need to do now is simply sign the contract so I can help you get what you want in the time you want. Wouldn't that be great?
So good, right?
Yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. Okay, so it's basically just saying, oh, I hear that, and then
different ones.
Yeah.
We've got there's Mike Ferry has like a list of 40 different objection handlers, but then there's another one of 12, and then there's books and there's audio. I mean, just like with anything, and
right. Okay, but then is the rest of your day all blocked out too? Or I mean, how can you live a life?
So most of my days, I'm pretty much. It's from the morning, because I always say your morning routine is the most important. So that's when when the days that I'm off, like yesterday was one of those days where I had a termite inspection first thing in the morning. I'm a creature of habit. Every Wednesday I have lunch with my dad and my uncle. So I have 11:40 BJ's in Oxnard every Wednesday. My dad's old school too. Like he's super into having a schedule. So that's every Wednesday. So I had the termite inspection, then lunch with dad. Then I had a listing appointment. I mean, I didn't get on the phones last night until I think 6:30, but I made sure to get at least an hour in, and then, So just getting back to making sure I make up for it later.
Right. Because it seems to me that the life of a realtor is chaos. Constant chaos.
It can be.
And so then how, with someone like you who's so structured, how do those two, how can you fit the chaos of being a realtor into this structured thing? And it's like what you're saying, it's like, you're going to have that termite inspection. You're going to have a client who needs, everyone needs it immediately and, all that. So how do you do it?
You make it work and you adjust. I think that's the main thing. I mean, I have, today, my schedule would be where I prospect until noon. I go to the gym. I usually go to the gym anywhere between 12 and 2 because I like to go at lunch. I'm not an early, let's do 5 o'clock. I am not that. I'm literally getting up right before my role play because I'm not an early bird. But I make sure to get in what's most important because I know that physical health is going to help your mental health. And to me, that was a commitment I made 13 months ago, is getting back into that, especially seeing so many people my age bracket, younger and older, having health issues. So I'm like, oh no. And then in the business, we need a lot of energy. So it's definitely help with that as well. So to me, the most important things that I feel that obviously prayer, I'm a big woman of faith. So prayer, prospecting, working out, role play and practice, those are the things that I want to make sure to get in every day. And I'm learning to say no more. So that's something that I'm learning to say no more, because in order to be able to have my days off, to be able to spend time with my family and friends, if I keep saying yes, I'm going to be the one suffering. So that's something, but getting in my priorities like is really important.
That's good. I love it. I love it. So we've had a few family teams on, and I know that your partner in crime isn't here with us today, but tell us a little bit about your mom and about her history in real estate and how you guys have worked together and how you have the same name.
So my mom is not on Cummings Team. She's the previous Cummings. Her last name is Petty, but obviously she's still like part of, like my mom and I were Vicky and Vicky Team for many years.
I love it.
We were with Berkshire Hathaway for 12 years. My mom had her own brokerage when I was a kid. Like my mom was like super old school. She had the one-page contract. She's been in the business 45 years. Both of my parents have been in real estate 45 years. My dad is an investor. So it's like I literally grew up, and my mom has just been like my biggest supporter, and just always, like when I first started, I remembered that I came from being a makeup artist and being a manager and doing different, doing makeup and having like being very creative. And then when I got into real estate, I was like, what do I do? And my mom was so busy. She had a full-time assistant that year. Or, at that point, she's been very successful throughout the years, and she was doing about 30 transactions herself, had a full-time assistant. She had no time for me. And I'm sitting there going like, hello, like what do I do? And she's like, you get on the phones or you door knock, which is it going to be? And I said, neither. And then she's like, you're going to a Mike Ferry conference. And that's when I first went to Mike Ferry. And then that's what, like, I did all that even before I was licensed, but it was like, I got to learn the scripts. I got to surround myself with like-minded professionals that also are disciplined and do what's necessary. But yeah, my mom and dad are like extremely, I'm blessed that I have both of them still here with us, and the tons of real estate knowledge and experience that they both, I grew up in the business.
Well, do they have the same discipline that you do?
And that, like, my mom, not so much. My mom is more, she's disciplined, but my dad is. Like, that's what I realized, that my mom is very, she's disciplined in doing her business and doing her thing, but she's not like as rigid as I am. Like, I realized, like, I'm like my dad, but yeah. And I didn't realize that until a few years ago. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a lot like him. That's where I get it from.
Right. Well, and you have to do, like we talk about all the time, you have to do what works for you. There's no one way to do real estate. And that amount of structure that you have, of anyone we've had on the show, I think is kind of unique. I know a lot of people are very, very disciplined, but that sounds, that sounds kind of extraordinary that you're able to do that. Because I couldn't do that. And
that's what my mom will make fun of me sometimes. Like, oh my God, no, you do this and you do that. And I'm like, yeah, but if that works, and if that, I just feel like, because last year I'm like, okay, I don't want to repeat last year. 72% of realtors didn't do one transaction last year. I did myself 7, and the team, like with the other ladies, there was 3. So it was like 10. Like, that's not normal for me. Like, I'm like, no, I'm used to living this life to the fullest. And that's why I'm like, I will do what I need to do to make sure. So this year, like, I'm on track to do 30. So that's my goal, is this year to do 30, stay on track, and then also bring people along with me and be a part however I can help and mentor others as well. Because it's not all about me. It's about contribution.
Right. Oh, all right.
It's kind of a common theme we've heard in the past couple episodes.
Yeah, I know. Well, so we got 30 transactions. Whew. That's I'm tired just thinking about it. So I think let's take a little break, rest up, and then we're going to do our social media sidebar. Then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about marketing, because I don't know, man. I bet Vicky has some tricks up her sleeve there. And then, of course, we're going to end this thing with action items. So we'll be right back. Let's talk social media sidebar time. We are, upmarket.media on all that social media. You can see, Vicky, you following us on Instagram?
Not yet.
Okay, you better be. Yeah, because you got to see. You can see all the houses in Ventura County. We shoot so many houses, and then and you'll see a little bit about this podcast. And then Katie Connolly, you're on Instagram,
Yes, katie.conley.realtor on Instagram.
right? And her LinkedIn is banging, so you better get in there.
I'm
and get
trying
her
to work on my LinkedIn.
No,
yeah.
you were talking it up. I got to go check it out.
I am on Instagram. I'm just not following you on Instagram.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. Well, and I'm sure our listeners want to follow you. So where can we find you on Instagram?
Hashtag Vicky your realtor.
Hashtag Vicky a realtor.
Vicky your realtor.
Vicky your realtor. Oh,
Love it.
All right. And then of course you're probably on LinkedIn and Facebook and all that stuff
I am.
too. Yeah. Okay. Well, so what are you doing? How much is social media a part of your workflow and a part of, what time of the day do you normally do social media?
Okay, that to me is fun. Like I'm one of those people where I like social media for fun and I don't time block it. That's just my
Right. So you're
my
always
fun
doing
time.
it then. Yeah.
It's usually at nighttime, whatever,
Right. But then do you
it's
have
fun.
a strategy though for your business on your social media?
Yes and no. I try not because they say you don't want to overwhelm people with just all business. So I definitely mix things up. I have my family, my friends, the community involvement, my faith involvement, and then I also have my business on there.
Sure.
So it's a combination.
Yeah, I think that's the smart way to do it. 'cause
Yeah.
it
It
is all
sounds very
businesses.
authentic.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
God, you already tried it out.
I wanted to win.
Yeah.
We have a joke.
Yeah, it's basic. Yeah, you got to be authentic, which is what you are doing. So good job.
Thank you. It's more like that on Facebook. Instagram, I have a little bit more real estate. So I have more real estate on Instagram, and then I will throw in there some other things, so
Okay.
that people will know a little bit more about me. But obviously the stories, I do the
Yeah.
stories and all that as well.
Right.
I think that's really good to hear, kind of like a free range social media, because some of our other guests have said like, no, block it out, have,
not
the
that.
time that you're going to do for content and just knock it all out in one day and then kind of drip it into your feed. So I like that you are a structured person, but then you're like, no, social media is fun. I'm going to be a free
Yeah.
range.
Yeah, well, you have
Visual.
to have a little bit of looseness in your life.
Yeah.
It's like
And like to me, that's fun. And I do have where, like, I've been doing videos now for a year and a half, I believe. I have a accountability group for that. So,
oh, good.
and where we literally need to send a video a week to our group. So, I've got someone in Houston, someone in DC area, and then a friend of mine in Silicon Valley, and then myself, and then another friend from Ventura, Ernesto Vargas, just joined the group as well. But yeah, like that for accountability. Because if I don't, I'm just weird. Like if I don't have that accountability, then I won't do my video.
You need external accountability.
I'm just, and everything. I have accountability for working out. I have accountability for that.
Right. I was just talking with my therapist about that actually, and I was saying, he was like, well, why aren't you accountable to yourself? Do you not respect yourself? And I was like,
No, it's too easy to slime out. If
I
it's
know. I know. And so now I'm like, now I'm trying to have external accountability, and now I'm trying to do internal accountability. I'm trying to be,
Because we don't want to let
trying
other
to
people
respect
down.
myself, Katie.
Yeah, we don't want to let other people down, is what it is.
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
So
This is not the Real VC podcast after dark where we get into therapy session.
No,
Let's
that's
get
fine.
back
We
to real
can.
estate.
We can. We're all human beings here.
But come on now, let's get real as well. Realtors, we're therapists too.
Yeah. And I will say most realtors I know need therapy. So
I think that's the perfect segue into something else that I wanted to talk about. Something, Vicky, that I know you're very passionate about. A new organization that our association just kind of launched. It's the Realtor and Affiliate Wellness Group.
Yes.
Which is not a walking club like I thought. I went to the meeting. It's not a walking club.
Oh, it's amazing.
But it is amazing.
It's a 12-step program for all issues, so non-issue specific. And Adam Rodell is the founder and creator of it in Orange County. I think it's been around, I don't even know if it's been 4 years or 5 years, but it's all over. Like they've been talking at CAR and NAR about it. And we implemented it into our association about a year ago. And Adam showed up at our first one that we had. And it's great because I feel like, especially in our industry, in any industry, life is not perfect. There's going to be issues. We're going to have, big stuff like death and hospitalization and illness, suicide, or it could just be anxiety from a transaction or finances. It can be anything. So it's a safe group where people go, and there's a whole structure to it. There's an introduction, and it's the anonymity of it as well. And it's a way for realtors and affiliates to go and have a safe place.
Wow. I didn't even know about it.
It's good. Last Friday of the month at 1? Or
It's the third Friday, at 1 o'clock at the association. And then there's also a table of resources available for people that want to do other stuff. So if they want to go, say they have a drinking problem, AA or NA, or for drugs, or codependency, or Celebrate Recovery, which is a Christian 12-step. There's a resource table for people that want to seek a little bit more.
All right.
because we're in our social media sidebar, but the point is, like, life for any human isn't always what they present on social media, right? So
Isn't always, almost never, maybe.
Yeah, almost
yeah,
never.
exactly.
Yeah.
we're all humans, as
There
you
you
just
go.
said.
Oh, that's a great capper to our social media sidebar. All right. So we'll be right back, and we're going to talk marketing, and we're going to end with action items.
Perfect.
So Katie, more here with Vicky Cummings, and Vicky, you're all about this time blocking. So what are you doing for marketing, and where do you fit it into your day? And I'm guessing it's a really structured approach to marketing.
Marketing is my prospecting. That's how I prospected. I let people know that I'm going to go ahead, and when I take the listing, I will call around the neighborhood, because most of the time in the neighborhood, 2 to 3 other homes come on the market and sell. So calling that immediate neighborhood, it's the truth. So when, there's a script that I follow. Hi, I just listed the property at ABC Street, and it's listed for $875. Wondering, who do you know that's looking to move into the area? And then nobody, or, I'm my neighbor. So when do you plan on moving? How long have you lived at this address? And then also sharing the truth of that, that a home does 2 or 3 homes usually do. You probably notice that in neighborhoods where you see a sign,
Of course,
and then you see another sign. So that's the number one marketing thing, because most agents are not going to do it. So that, and then, I have, obviously, like everybody else, it's going to go online. It's going to go the association. I have marketing pamphlets that when a listing presentation, I have a whole pre-listing packet that they receive with the CMA and all of that. I do market updates for my clients. So to me, it's a lot of the communication is my marketing. So the market updates, letting them know the activity we've had or the lack of activity, if we're positioned right, what's happening in the market, that kind of thing. So that's mainly, and I feel like that's my main marketing. So I'm not
right. You're not dropping a bunch of money on, bus shelter ads or whatever, right? Yeah. But then how, I guess, as the layman who's not the realtor, how are you getting all the neighbors' phone numbers?
I pay for a list.
You pay for a list.
I pay.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can pay. So I put in a property address into it. It's a system that I use, and then I can go around a radius, 250 homes. I can go up to 1,200 properties around that radius. So my most recent one I did was I was doing one for duplex, triplexes, multi-units, because I have some investors that are looking. So you put in an address, or that kind of thing as a county, and you can look it up that way. But then there's also, you need to make sure that if, not calling the do not call list, staying in compliance.
Right.
So there's, when I go on there, you have that option. And if you call, it tells you, okay, you could get, so you're aware of what you're doing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, and then is that just cell phones that are billed to that address, or is it just landlines?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah. And sometimes it's the wrong number. Many times, but even the wrong number, you can still get an appointment. So it's just oh, okay, I'm sorry. And then oh, it's the wrong person. Right. Oh, okay, well, I am a local realtor. Who do you know? Or, just asking questions so that it counts as a contact.
Right.
Wow. Love it. I love it. Yeah. So no bus stop ads.
Oh, heck no.
No grocery store divider ads.
No.
But what about postcards and
occasionally, but not really.
Okay.
No, I was just trained not to do that stuff, because, and even open houses, which I know a ton of realtors are into that.
Yes.
I was also trained not to do that as well. And when I say that, it's because, think about it. At an open house, how many people are going to come? It's different all the time. You can't track it. It could be a busy open house and you've got 50 people through. or it could be an open house that you have 2. Yes, you can go door knock around the neighborhood. You can call around the neighborhood and invite them, but you can't track, but when you prospect, you can control how many people you're speaking to each day. You have that. You can track that. You can't track an open house.
Right. And sometimes you'll do an open house and there's 2 people show up and then
Or none.
it ends up being not a great use of your time.
Yeah.
Right. And then if you're tracking
a gamble.
it,
It's a gamble.
and then I know that it takes me, I speak to about 7 people an hour, roughly. So then I know that, but with an open house, you can do an open house for 2-3 hours, and maybe I've had 0 before, or I've had 50 or 60, but that's the only reason why. Like, I mean, of course I will do them, but that's not something I sell my client on. Some people though love open houses and they do phenomenal at them. And, I have some realtors that call me like, oh, do you have any listings I can do an open house? And they love to do them. And I like to make sure to track and the return on investment.
Yeah, no. And we've definitely heard from agents on here who love,
Right.
who like swear by the open house. So
Yes.
it just proves that once again, there's just no one way to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's whatever works.
Yeah. And so really the money that you are putting into your marketing costs are, really like sweat equity almost. It's like you're actually just like doing the time, and it probably costs to get the numbers. And then obviously if you have a listing, you're getting the marketing materials for the listing, and but then there's not this giant expenditure on, ads and everything
Right.
else.
Not on that. But I mean, I spend money on the marketing of the listing, meaning like I've got my graphics person that's going to help me put together a professional flyer. I am very picky, so I've got to edit it quite a few times, but then I've got my branding and my logo, and then I have the professional, I like to do the drone shots. I like to do like top-notch marketing in that regard.
Sure.
And depending on the brochure and what I'm doing for the property.
And do you do that across the board, across the price point, or do you have maybe not as much?
Sometimes I definitely am very particular with the way I design my flyers. So depending on if it's an estate property, then you're going to have more, it's going to be more of a brochure. But if it's so it's usually a flyer, but then an estate property, then I'm going to have that. Or if it's commercial, then with the commercial as well. So because I've sold apartment buildings, I've sold ranches. I mean, it depends.
And then are you doing any video marketing with your listings?
I do video marketing with, I have a YouTube channel. That was something that I created about 12 years ago, but then I stopped doing it. And then when I started, this group of video accountability, and I really started stepping it up about 6 months ago, because I had 7 subscribers. I think I'm up to 170 now, but it was just one of those things where the content I had previously was just from companies you paid that would put in a listing and no views. And then one of my videos has I think 25,000 views from not real estate. It's just my Pomeranian dog and I talking about life, but I will do videos of some of my properties, when I'm at the property or at the tours. And I know that that's really popular right now. They talk about that those tour videos are really,
and
they don't need to be top notch. They can be you and your phone just going through the property.
Totally.
Or they could be top notch.
They could be also.
They can do both.
I happen to sell top notch videos, but they don't always have to be top notch videos for sure. No, and we always advocate for that anyways. Yes, I think you should incorporate some professionally made videos into what you're doing, but there's so much value in just doing some of it yourself, or just if you have an assistant, having them just follow you around the house or whatever. Have it just be more organic and more real.
Exactly.
That really resonates with people. But then too, having that professional video with the drone footage and the this and the that looks really nice when you're on a listing appointment, for your next listing. So, and
I do have there was a couple different photographers that I've used throughout the years. And one of them, he includes the drone with it and it's not an additional fee, where the other one didn't. So I've been using that photographer more because it's just part of his, and that I've been asking for him to do more little videos where the property, and I've been including that. So with music in the background, but that's something that I started to do more recently because I just felt like it was just adding a little bit more and for social. So he is doing that where you just the aerial drone of the property, the property address, like that.
Yeah. So, all of that stuff that you're talking about for the marketing, that all takes action. So I think that means it's time for our action items. And who wants to go first?
I think our special guest wants to go first.
So the action item is
Yeah.
get on the phones, go prospect. There is business to be done.
I love it. There is. Okay. You just got to get on the phone. I love it. That's an easy one. That is an easy one.
It's easy, but most won't do it.
Yeah. There you go. Mine plays right into it.
So does mine. Hopefully you don't take mine.
Do you want to go first?
No, you can go
Okay.
first.
I find someone to hold you accountable. Have an accountability partner. And maybe it is yourself. Maybe in a few weeks, I'll have done enough therapy where I can hold myself accountable. But until then, I probably need to find someone to hold me accountable. Chelsea, will you do it?
Yes, I will. I always do.
Thank you.
Love it.
All right. Go ahead.
And mine is going to be, I know 3 hours a day is a lot for a lot of agents and they're going to say, I can't commit to that. But I want to challenge everyone to commit to 3 hours, a 3 hour block per week to really have your list of who you're going to call and just sit down and do that because it's blocked out. That's the only thing that you're going to be doing for those 3 hours once a week.
All right. I think these are all achievable goals here.
think so
I love that. These are action items that
They
we can actually
are.
put into action.
And they actually work and they help. And like, I want to share a quick little story about that and why I wanted to share that one.
Okay.
Yes.
So I have a new girl that joined me about 10 days ago and she's a newer agent. She has about 2 years experience, but only done a transaction a year, but because she has another business that she's doing as well, bookkeeping, taxes, and insurance. And so I'm excited because she's excited to use the dialer. So she was speaking, she spoke to 6 people yesterday and she got 2 leads, one of them that wants to sell and buy. And she was just like ecstatic. She's like, oh my gosh, it works. I'm like, it absolutely works. So I had to share that.
Well, there you go.
Love a good success story.
Well, that's a great way to end it. And Vicky, thank you for that. Thank you for hanging out with us today and being here.
Thank you.
And Katie, thank you.
Thank
Chelsea,
you, Reed. Thank you, Chelsea.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vicky.
And thank you, of course, to our listeners and viewers. We appreciate all of you. And we will be back with more Real VC real soon. Oh, that was terrible. All right. Thanks, everyone. Real VC is a production of Upmarket Studios. This episode was produced by Chelsea Froelich and edited by Bethany Diedrich. We'll be back shortly with a brand new episode, but in the meantime, we hope that all your transactions will be smooth. Thank you for everything.